this Bosch sight level. You can see where the it's so much easier to quickly determine when things are level here and over there versus just dragging my 2x4 around all the time, which works too, but I had the luxury of the sight level, so I'll use it. Best investment I ever made was this Rebar jackhammer with, I have 6 different options, but this is a clay spade and it makes short work out of digging trenches. I'll tell you, you bust it up in a matter of minutes and then you just use your good old shovel. Bought that on Amazon for 250 bucks. It's crazy how cheap that was. It works awesome. The nice thing about jackhammering up clay in super dry weather is literally it just breaks up into super easy light. This would not be fun, and I wouldn't even attempt this if it was wet. All right, so packing's all done. Everything's packed, ready for the 4x4s to go in, or sorry, 6x6s. So everything's perfectly level all the way around. Okay, so just to start, I've got this base leveled and spiked in with 3-foot retaining rods. Now I'll put a beam across here. This will be the first of my 3-foot wall here. And if you wonder how do I know this is square, just use 3, 4, 5 method. 3 feet this way, mark it. 4 feet, mark it. And from that point to that point has to be 5 feet. And if it is, you have a perfect right angle. So it's taken me a little longer than I thought it would, but it's so important to make sure the first base is level and down. I've pounded in all the rebar except for this one here. I've just drilled the holes. But I just thought when I drill the holes, I just don't tell my wife I used her turkey baster. But it's great for just put the preserved wood in the holes. At least maybe it's a little overkill, but you know what, for the few extra minutes it takes to do that, just to be, I don't ever want to do this wall again. So I got my base. It's completely done now. The 6x6s, they're all 3-foot T-bar, or not T-bar, rebar. And then I've used these screws specifically designed for the preserved wood posts. So everything's screwed, spiked, ready for drain tile. I'll be putting drain tile along here so that can drain out down underneath and head on out to the lake. Lunch break, but basically I've got everything dug in for the dead men. I still got to put cross bracing, you'll see that later, but after lunch I got to put in his drain felt and then the drain tile first before I actually start attaching these dead men. They're just sitting there on their own weight. So anyways, it's getting there. It's waiting for Elvie to come here because I realized she had some plants she wanted to save along here, so I better not dig until she gets here. So pretty much got the tier. This is the top. That's going to be, I'll cap all that off to the same height as this, and this actually will be my next wall, which will go up 2 feet. So this one was 3, this will be 2. I'll go over 4 feet and then up another 2, and I'll match the line of that, and I'll be at grade. So coming along. All the trees are ripped out. And then my lumber, my gravel for drainage, and then so finished the first tier, working on the second. There'll be a wall here, so I've got drain tile going in here. I'll fill with gravel, and then the 90 comes through here and it pours out, and just underneath here is all gravel and then drain tile. So that should any kind of crazy water, we should get rid of it no problem. So I'm just digging in my dead mans for the second tier. And you know, I was dreading working in clay, but I love dry clay now. It's, as long as you've got an excavator, but and a jackhammer for that matter. But it's nice because you can, if you wait for a dry season to do work, you can just carve everything out lightly, easily. And it's just like cement then, so nice foundation. Okay, so day number 3, and making good progress. Only have one more 2.5 footer to go here and over. So just putting in the dead man for this one. Also, the end of the dead mans are also rebarred in. Besides having cross bracing and stuff, there's rebar down, 3-foot rebar. So there'll be one more level on top of this level here. So that'll be 3 foot rise, 2.5 foot, 2.5 feet, and that'll take me to the bottom of the cabin there. So this will be filled in with wood planking, and then the rest will be, the other two will be flower gardens or whatever it is that all of you would like, and this will be grass area. And obviously the last thing I'm going to do is build these stairs, which will go up there, made out of 6x6s. So calculation wise, there's 15 of those stairs to go up there. So I've been pounding a ton of rebar and finally figured out there's got to be a better way because it's such a small end using the sledgehammer. So I went to a hardware store and just bought a half inch black iron pipe and a 1/2 to 3/4 adapter and put a cap on it. Screwed the cap in tight. This doesn't have to be tight. Slide it on there. Makes it way easier. I've been pounding in. I literally doubled my speed and accuracy. Still not perfect, but you know. So another sort of hack I did, I bought this jackhammer, but it came with 6 different bits, but none of them, there was one bit that was a sharp bit, and I got like 30 more rebars to deal with. So I went to a welding shop and they cut that off and welded on a kind of a tube for me. So that way these things jackhammer way faster with this. Way quicker. Let's go to another one here. I'll go with this one. That is slick. Turn this into a deck, and then this one will be a planter and another platform deck, and then grass or again another patio, and then we'll build the 15 stairs going up. So just starting on the stairs, do a 45 and then we'll go straight, and then we'll head on up. See how far I get this fall before I don't feel like working much more. Just working on my stairs now. So again, these will be ground level at this level, and work their way up there. So on the sides, what I ended up doing was using PL Premium glue and actually taking the 6x6s and just bolting them, screwing them to the actual retaining wall itself. And then on this side I had to dig in to the ground in a few spots. So this is actually 5.5 feet wide, and I just did that so because of the size, and then it'll taper. I'll put a 45 on that, but it'll taper to 4 foot all the way up. I'm going to have a boatload of fill required for sure, but it's coming along. So got a little bit of a snag. I got to adjust my stairs here. I was basically going, 2 foot 3 inches, but I've got this drainage pipe, and I've a void here that I had to do. So I've got to shorten these steps up to 17 inches treads for a short period, 1-2 short step, and then I'll be back to 2'3". So it'll be a bit of a burp. I've only got 1, 2, 3 more steps to make to get her to the end of here. So a couple little things is once I've rebarred things in for second level, I always put a bunch of drain gravel at the end of all the cut out, just drainage so there's not mud and dirt that ends up against there. I know it'll work its way, but at least that way it'll these ones again I'm screwing into the wall because I haven't got much distance to work in this particular case. So yeah. All right, dirty deeds not done, dirt cheap. But all the framing's done now, so I'll be able to ready for spring. Today I just because the weather's still good for fall here, I ended up coming here putting some 6mm poly up the edges, sort of like up and then all the way up there, so it goes down, across, and up, and all the way up on both sides. Reason for this is because it is clay, and we do some summers get a lot of rain, or in the fall we get rain prior to winter and freezing, and trying to mitigate the frost jacking, that even if it rained and stuff, it'll quickly bring the water down to here where I've got drain tile, and also keep the water everything pretty much dry anywhere the wood is touching the ground. So that clay, if it's dry, which it is, it's super dry summer, will stay dry, and if you can keep it dry, you don't get frost problems. So same thing here. I did this because this is all 2-3 feet of gravel right now going down to the drain tile. So this is just to kick the water out away from the next wall, and I've done that for each. Can't see it here. I have my boat deck stuff piled up here for the winter, but I do have it same thing. It starts back here, it's under this gravel, and it ends right about here, and then dumps into about 3 feet of washed 1.5 inch drain rock. So that's my best attempt at keeping the clay dry and going into winter and during winter. So that, along with the construction, we can mitigate the frost heaving, I guess some people call it.